What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? I'm Matt Samolsky. I'm Matt the Car Guy. If this is your first time watching this channel, thank you. Check it out. If you like anything, please subscribe. On this channel, I do car reviews, and this is 2021 Volvo XC40. This is their entry-level model into their SUV lineup. And thank you to McGrath Volvo of Fort Myers for allowing me to film this vehicle and make a review of it. I'm really excited because it is the first Volvo that I'm reviewing on my channel. So I'm going to take you on the tour of this vehicle, of the exterior, interior. We're going to check out some of the cargo room. We're going to check out the roominess inside. We're going to check out what powers up this thing. And finally, we're going to take it for a spin. So if you're ready, let's go. Right, so what's the first thing when you think about Volvo? Say safety, right? And you would be right. And Volvo has been focused on safety ever since its inception in 1927, and all of the vehicles throughout the years have been very, very safety cautious. Volvo has been owned prior to 1999 by Swedish government. Basically, it was a government-owned company, and since then, throughout the years, with different mergers, partnerships, acquisitions, since 2010, it's been owned by the same company, and it's the Geely Group, investment group. And really, they've done a tremendous job or making these vehicles and basically taking it into the 21st century, because look at this. This XC looks beautiful. So we're going to start with the exterior of this car. Right, well, let's start at the front of this vehicle. First of all, I want to point out a couple things. The headlights, because you can see them right away. Nice, beautiful LED. Those are the multi-reflector lights. Not only they're LED lights, but they're also an adaptive headlights, which means that they turn when you turn the steering wheel. The headlights will turn as well, so that makes it for a better illumination of the road ahead of you. Now, beautiful glossy black grille right here with a big Volvo logo, and right here in that logo there is a little camera incorporated for the front camera, part of that 360 camera that I love about cars when they're having it. Bunch of little sensors right here. Those are the parking sensors, proximity sensors. If we get close to something, it's gonna start making noises and it's gonna alert you that you're getting too close to an object. It has a little bit of a non-shiny gray grille at the bottom, and it completes with that, again, shiny black lip spoiler. If you look at the hood of this vehicle, even though it is a subcompact SUV, the hood is pretty masculine for its size, and I like it because it's simple, yet it has this presence about it. All right, let's check out what's underneath that hood of this XC40. Now, the XC40s are available in two different engines options, and basically, if you look at the back of the car, you can either see the T4 or T5. The T4 is a 2-liter engine, 187 horsepower, and 221 pound-feet of torque. Now the T5, which is this one right here, it is also a 2-liter engine, basically a more souped up, if you will. 248 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And one other thing underneath the hood here, look at this hydraulic lift for the engine. Now look how tall, how high it opens. Now it opens a lot higher than most of the other cars in its class, and that's for easier access. So if you're a technician, you're going to look under the hood, you're not going to bump your head into the hood itself. Alright guys, so let's talk design of the side of this vehicle. As I mentioned, the hood is nice and masculine, and it's pretty simple, but it does have those indentation here and another one on the side of it, and you can see this body line right here that continues all the way throughout the car, all the way, and it ends right at the top here. Now also, what's an interesting design feature in here, it's that indentation right here in the door. That's for a better aerodynamics, as well as it just looks cool, in my opinion. Wheels, this one sits on 20-inch wheels. It comes standard. The R design comes standard with 19s, but this one was upgraded with the 20-inch wheels. They look big for this vehicle, but they also fit it perfectly. Now, the one thing that I really like about this is the two-tone design. Not all cars can be done in two-tone. This is one of them that it actually fits. I've seen other brands that are trying to mimic it, and some dealerships that are maybe putting a black roof on the Toyota Camry or Honda Accord, and it just doesn't look really good. On this, it fits perfectly. Look, the roof is black, and it kind of that quarter panel at the very back, it's this two-tone design, and then that gate spoiler that's in the back is also black. One other thing, the mirrors are black, and then it has this black trim at the bottom, so it fits it and complements it perfectly, as well as around the wheel wells, this black cladding right here. This is not shiny, this is that dull black color in here. No chrome, just white and black. Nothing too fancy. Now these, all of them are equipped with this push button start. Not all of them are equipped with that keyless entry, and this one does have it. So if you get to the car and there's a little indentation on the door handle, basically if you touch this indentation, the door will unlock or lock. And then if you put your hand inside the door handle, it has a sensor, and so the door will unlock. Let's take a look at the back of this XC40. Okay, so let's check out the back of this vehicle. First of all, if you look at this big spoiler, like the gate spoiler, I mean, it's kind of a 3-part spoiler. It has the part on the top, then 2 parts on the side, and then this big LED brake light in the middle. It does have the wiper, although I think if they put it right underneath here, it would make a lot more sense, but that's just me. XC40 badging, big Volvo spelled out in here, and this one says T5 all-wheel drive Polestar engineered. So it's, by the way, this car is dressed in this beautiful white color that's kind of this pearl white that has these sprinkles. You probably can't see it on the camera, but it's beautiful, nice and shiny. It looks almost like it's got glitter inside of it. Now, as far as the lights, big, visible, that's the most important thing. LED lights, that kind of that L-shaped or the hockey stick, however you want to call it, that nicely wrap around from the side, go all the way up here. It does have the 2 reflector lights, also a bunch of sensors on the side, and this shiny trim at the bottom of it. As you can see, it does not have any exhaust tips or anything like this. It's all hidden underneath the vehicle. Now the gate can be accessed several different ways. One way, you can basically push a button and open it up. Now this one also have that sensors where the gate will open if you wave your leg underneath here. It makes some noise, but for some reason doesn't open. Might be disabled, so we'll open it the other way. It's a power gate. How high does it open? It opens pretty high. I'm 6 feet tall, so I have another about an inch or 2 inches before I would hit my head with it. It does have the power close button as well as the power lock button, so that means that if you have this gate open, you can just press this lock button. The gate will close and all doors will lock as well. So what else is in here? Now this one has the all-season mat inside of the trunk area. It also has a hidden compartment, like a double floor in here, and this you can set it up different ways if you want. Let's say just a part of this cargo room. Let me get the camera closer so you can see me working with this. All right, so it has this basically double floor, like I call it, right? So you can set it up and make it so it only opens to here, right? So if you have stuff that otherwise normally would roll around inside of it, it will be blocked by this in here. You also have the hooks. These can be used as hooks for like your grocery bags and stuff like this, so these don't basically roll around. What else is in here? We do have a spare tire. Let me show you this. All right, so let's check out. There's this spare tire compartment that's right underneath here. There's the temporary tire, but it's there, and it does have the toolkit to remove tire. What else is in here? It does have the 12-volt outlet. Let me show you how this folds. So it folds flat, and now you can actually fold the seats flat if you need more room for your cargo, and that can be done, you know, from the inside by basically pulling the seat backs. It also has this middle seat pass-through. Let's check out how much room there is in the second row seat and the back seat. Now this one doesn't have a third row, just not enough room. But I just want to point out something. This is a subcompact SUV, so it competes against vehicles such as Mercedes-Benz GLA or a BMW X1 or a Audi Q3. So this is the segment that we need to look at. So it is a small car, but let's see if it does have enough room to fit a 6-footer inside of it. So right, getting in, headroom, no issues. Now I had a little bit of issue getting my feet in. That's just because I have a 12 size shoe, but that's once I get in, I have quite a bit of room, to be honest with you. I have about an inch before I hit my legs, my knees into the back of the seat. And again, I set up the front of the seat to my regular driving position, so there's a 6-foot person in front and a 6-foot person in the back, and we can fit both comfortably. That's a big plus in my book. As far as the interior, well, let's check it out together. And so let's first check out the door and see how it looks. So the door trim, now this is the R design, so this is kind of a more sporty, non-luxurious, well, it is luxurious but not as much as some other ones, and it does have this soft plastic right here. This is the hard plastic, kind of the sporty trim here. This is more of an aluminum door handle, controls for your windows. And what is this? Now this I'm not digging at all. This is the same material they use at the bottom of like a carpeting for the vehicle. I guess it's not bad. It would have to take some getting used to it, but it wouldn't be my first preference. Now what I do like quite a bit is the seat. And take a look, the inserts is the suede. It's kind of this almost like Alcantara in the middle, so it's very sporty. Now it has a contrast stitching and this very nice soft leather on the sides of the seats. So this I like a lot. What I also like is if you want to have a good visibility and this is in your way, all you have to do is basically push a button and this will lower these down for a better rear view visibility, which I'm gonna do so I can see of how the visibility is in the back. But I do like the stitching, I really do, on the seat, the detail, and the leather itself, it's nice and soft. Okay, another thing that you have in the back is you do have vents for your air conditioning, and then you have a charger at the bottom. So I mean, nothing too crazy. Oh, and here, look at this. This is a little Swedish flag right on the side of the seat. It's pretty cool. All right, let's check out the sound of the door on this XC40. Oh, wow. And so Volvo safety, the sound of the closing door, amazing. I think it's the best in its class. It really is. It feels heavy, it feels solid. And let's see what else we have on the door right here. So the same trim as on the back, obviously. I mean, it's the same car, but you do have your mirror controls, you have your window controls right there, and then you have the big map pocket if anybody ever uses maps, but at the bottom. And you do have 2 memory seat positioning. And let's check out the rest of this interior. All right, guys, so let's check out the interior of this 2021 XC40, and so far I gotta tell you, I like it a lot. Let's start with the steering wheel. The steering wheel is a multi-function steering wheel, nicely wrapped with leather, and it does have a big Volvo logo right in the middle here. Now on the left hand side, this is for your cruise control, and this is for your adaptive cruise control to set the distance between you and the car in front of you. Now on the right hand side, this is a little bit more confusing. It took me a while to figure out what it is, but once you figure out what is what, it's really easy to use. Now the pages right here controls that little part of the screen in the fully digital instrument cluster, and you basically only have 2 options. You have your trip, and then you have your media. So that's what's going to display later, let's say, in the middle of the screen. And let's take a look at the screen itself. So the instrument cluster, if you look at the instrument cluster fully digitized, left hand side speedometer, right hand side you have a tachometer, you have the temperature, the clock on the top, and in the middle it is empty. But I'm sure we can get to settings where it's going to allow us to change that, because there's a lot of customization that can be done, and a lot of it can be done through this new, and this is 12-inch screen right in the middle here, except on the Mercedes, on the MBUX, you have that 12-inch screen, but it's horizontal. Now this is vertical, so it's a little bit different. And let's see what is in here. So now we have this climate control settings, and we can adjust the fan speed right here. It's nice and easy. It's very quick to the touch. It's a high resolution screen too, and it basically tells you of what's available in here. So main climate, and then there's something that's called parking climate. So preconditioning. Okay, you have timers. You can add a timer that you can set, let's say, on any day, and the car will precondition your cabin to the desired temperature. This is interesting. So this is your climate control. Now this is all touchscreen. So current position. Now this vehicle is equipped with navigation. Some of the other ones might not have navigation as a standard equipment, but all of them have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So not big deal if you want to use your phone instead. Now, no phone is paired in here. Set destination. So how do we look at the destinations? You can put in, wait, what can we put in here? Volvo dealer, let's see. What was the other thing that was asking me? Oh, I'm not liking this very much. Okay, so now here we put McGrath Volvo cars or Fort Myers. Well, we're right here in their parking lot, so obviously they're very close. But here it is. If you want to check them out, this is their address. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video so you can check out their selection of new and used vehicles. Awesome guys, by the way. Well, let's go back out of the navigation. I'm going to see if we can check it out maybe later while driving. And you have the navigation settings in here. This button will take you back and back again. This is your radio. Let's check out the radio. And let's see. Now, you know, when I'm recording this, it's just basically a day before Christmas Eve. So it's an eve of a Christmas Eve. But the radio sounds very solid. It doesn't have any weird crackles or noises or anything like this. And let's go back again to the main screen. What else we have? Car status, messages status, oil level, it's a maximum oil level, TPMS. That's basically stands for tire pressure monitoring system. And it checks the pressure of the tires. We're not gonna wait. Service, we have almost a year to the nearest service. By the way, this is a brand new vehicle, so that's why it doesn't need any of that. Let's see what else is in here. So when you slide it over, this is your media basically, and you can see there's an AM FM satellite radio. There's a driver performance. Okay. Preferences, we can set it up. Graph scale, 10 miles, 100 miles, reset current trip. So that's basically our miles per gallon. Let's go back and see what else is here. Traveling, down long center, okay, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, these are both available. Now this is where you can see all of the safety equipment that is available on this vehicle. So you can see this one has a park assist, lane keeping assist. It does have the blind spot. It does have the cross traffic alert, which by the way is standard right now on all the XC40s. It's road sign information, so basically it reads the road signs. And park in, park out assist, so it can help you get in and out of the parking spots. Camera, let's check this out because that's important. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is kind of a strange look. It's kind of like it's obstructed by something. Maybe we'll do zoom. It's gonna be better. Okay, but it does have, it's a nice resolution. I'm just not sure of what these are. Why are these so zoomed out? But let's see if we can, like I said, if we zoom it in, this is actually much better. I can have the lines. I don't have to have the lines. Okay, this is your 360. So there's cameras basically. You can see this is the top view, very nice. You can see the front view camera. Okay, can zoom that now. Let's go back. Let's go to the 360 again. Let's see the side camera. 360 view, another camera, and of course the back. So it has 4 cameras. I like the resolution of it. I'm just not sure if I'm not doing something right or if this is kind of a strange view for that camera itself. Okay. The cross traffic alert is on. I didn't have it in reverse, so that's why it didn't alert me that the car was coming. If you had it in reverse, it would alert you that there was a car coming. What else is here? At the bottom of here, you have your shortcuts. There's hazard lights. You have your front windshield defogger, rear window defroster. This is for your media. Select different drive modes. Okay, so we have comfort, Polestar engineered, I assume it is a sports mode, eco, and off-road for the rough road. And what it does too, it's pretty interesting because it changes your display. As you can see, Polestar engineered. Now we're back to eco, kind of gives you a different display. And off-road, and basically also gives you the compass at the bottom, just in case we want to take it off-road, but which we're not going to do. What else is here? Materials. This is a soft touch, kind of the plastic rubbery mix, which is really nice. I like this trim right here. The bottom of it, same kind of plastic as on the top. And we have a glove box right here. And the side of the door, we already looked at it on the other side. I still don't know if I like that lining on the inside of the door. Could be just me. Middle console. So let's continue with this. This is a wireless charger for your phone. So if you have a phone, basically you lay it down here and then boom, it says wireless charging. I'm at 92%. Trust me, it never happens on my phone. And then you have your regular 12 volt as well as your USB chargers on the side. So gear shifter right in the middle here. What is different about this than some of the other vehicles, or basically most of the other cars, or basically all of the other cars, that in order to put it in reverse, right? If you put it once, nothing happens, right? It goes to neutral. So reverse, it goes twice, and then the car goes into reverse. And the same thing, if you're on a drive, you go twice. If you do it just once, okay, it goes to the we're gonna do it one more time, it goes to manual mode. But basically, if you do it once, it goes to neutral. So that's, and basically you hit P for parking. So here, that's what we're gonna do. We don't want to be in neutral. What else do we have here? This is a, is it like a cell phone holder, or what is it? Okay, kind of missing the idea behind it, but I'm sure there is a reason why they installed it. And cup holders. And here, guess what this is? Okay, I know I was going to tell you, put it in the comment section below, but then you would watch the rest of the video and you would know what it is, because this is a trash can. Believe it or not, there's a trash can inside the car. How cool it is. This is genius. Somebody finally came up with an idea of putting a trash can in the car. And then there's another storage right inside underneath this nicely leather wrapped and leather stitched middle console. So a Volvo key. A lot of manufacturers are going into the side buttons on the keys. So basically you have your panic button on one side, you have your gate lock and unlock on the other side, and then there's nothing on both sides. Now this is not leather wrapped. Some of the other Volvos actually have keys that are made out of leather. Now maybe this is a part of this R design that it doesn't have it. But I also want to point out to you too, look at the seats. I mean, the seats are amazing. They're nicely profiled, and this suede Alcantara, however you want to call it. By the way, Alcantara is a man-made suede, and that's just a fancy name for it, and somebody's making a lot of money off of it. So, but a very nicely designed seat and the headrest. So let's take a look up here. So what do we have? Now this vehicle is equipped with the panoramic sunroof, and it does have this kind of semi-transparent shade. Like most of the vehicle, they have the shade that when it closes, it's basically a complete blackout. Now this is not such, but it does get a little bit of light. It does get a lot more light with it open, and let's see how far the sunroof opens. Okay, so we have a nice opening, I think it's pretty standard for most of the cars to be open like this. And as far as this, a nice windscreen. And the headliner here, this is more of a utilitarian look than the luxury. I'm kind of surprised, but maybe because it's an R-Line, that's more of an off-roady vehicle than, let's say, the Inscription that would have a different headliner. But this is more of a utilitarian one. Not that I mind it. Actually, I don't mind it at all, but it's different. Couple more things. Speakers are in the pillars and in the doors, and the stereo sounds pretty good. There is a main speaker right inside of here as well. So if you're ready to take it for a test drive, I am. So before we take it for a ride, before we actually take it on the road and test out this car, I want to talk to you about a couple of different things. Well, first of all is the price of this car, because you know it competes in the segment with the vehicles like I mentioned before, the GLA, the Q3, the X1, the Nissan. By the way, if you look up, as a matter of fact, I looked up Volvo XC40 on my phone, the first thing that came out was Lexus NX, which means that they're gearing their ads for Volvo shoppers, because I guess they might be losing some business from them, I'm not sure. But price wise, it has the lowest starting MSRP because it starts at $33,700. Now this $33,700 is for the entry level model with the front wheel drive, and that's basically the Momentum, the front wheel drive. It comes standard with leather upholstery, so it's already standard. It comes standard with a plethora of safety features, the lane keeping assist, all that stuff, 12.3-inch screen, that's standard on it, high performance sound. And then if you wanted to do with the R design, which is this one right here, this one starts at $38,950, but the $38,950, that's with a T4 engine. That's basically with a 187 horsepower engine and the front wheel drive. So if I wanted to check the all-wheel drive, it's only available with a T5, which is the one that we have right here, 248 horsepower, and that one starts at $40,950. Now that's not the end, because this one, as we sit right here, the MSRP I'm looking at it right now, $47,000. And I'm going to list all the equipment that's on it, so you can personalize it, you can customize it, you can make it your own. Now the top of the line, the Inscription, it starts at $39,450, so it's about $500 more. And again, if you wanted the all-wheel drive, you have to pick the stronger engine, which, you know, I believe this is the engine to choose anyways, but that starts at $41,450, and that can be customized as well. Now the front wheel drive and all-wheel drive, I mean, there is about 50-60 horsepower different, basically out of the same engine. They're both 2-liter engines, it's just tuned differently. So you know, let's see how this 248 horsepower handles, because it's better than most of its competitors on paper, at least. So let's do our double tap, and let's go in the reverse. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find a spot and see if we can check the turning diameter, and I think this is a perfectly good spot for it. Okay, so we have the ability now to check the turning diameter, and let's do it right now. Let's see, let's check out the parking spots right here. We're at parking spot 1, turn it all the way, 2, 3, and 4. So just less than the 4 parking spaces to flip this thing around. It's not bad at all. It's actually pretty tight as far as the turning radius. And there's a couple bumps in here, so that would be nice to see of how it handles. It's okay, although I gotta tell you, this vehicle that I'm sitting in, it's a 20-inch wheels, and they look great, they look awesome. I'm not sure if I would opt out for those wheels, or maybe I'd get a smaller size wheel, but the bigger size tire, so more rubber, less bumps transferring into a car. But that's your personal preference. Take it for a spin and see how you like that. And we're gonna check out the acceleration of this vehicle in just a little bit to see how it handles in the real life traffic situations. Okay, now which mode am I in? By the way, that noise was in this car. That's a car that we just passed. And I'm in the regular driving mode. I'm gonna switch it to a sport mode, to the Polestar engineered mode, and see if it makes any difference. And I could feel the car adjust that. But so far, the insulation inside the car, you can't hear much of the outside noise, which is good. It feels like it's enclosed, and it feels like it's sealed very nicely for the sound barrier. As far as the acceleration, from the little bit that I checked out, it was decent, but hopefully we're gonna be able to get a little bit more here. Cornering, let's push the gas at the corner. Okay, so there's no torque steer, and now, wow. I like this. I like it a lot. This thing is very quick. I think it's quicker. Now on paper it's like 6.3 seconds 0 to 60, but I know it's quicker than the GLA. Alright, so I have a few bumps coming up. Well, it's definitely in the sports mode. You can hear it's holding on to the gears, but you hear those bumps that I just went over at the a little bit faster speed. They weren't bad. Let's see how it takes the regular corners. I'm enjoying this little car. I gotta tell you, this so far it probably takes the cake as far as the fun to drive aspect, and as far as the feel of the car itself. I don't really find too many things wrong with the car. When we looked at this, the couple things that I would complain about, and you know, I'm sure you can pick a different trim with a different like lining of the door. I just don't dig it. I don't think it's me. It's not something that I would choose. The second thing is that the rear view camera, I mean, although the resolution is really good, the placement of it and the shades on the side, it's kind of blocking it. So maybe it's too wide of an angle for the camera. That's why it's not that good. But then you can use the 360. You can use all kinds of different angles of that camera. So that makes up for it. The wheels, I'd probably opt out for the smaller wheels with the bigger tires, just not to feel that many bumps. But the ride, I mean, it's stiff, but it's comfortable. I just don't know, like with turns, some of those turns, I don't feel as confident. Maybe that's just because of those wheels too. If they would be, let's see it again, the acceleration. Acceleration is great. Fun factor, absolutely 10 out of 10. For a little car, I mean, for a little SUV like this, it's awesome. Guys, I'd definitely give this car a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. It's an A with a little bit of a minus in my book. But if you're looking for a vehicle like this, check them guys out. Check the McGrath Volvo of Fort Myers. Great guys, great inventory. Check them out, give them a call. Tell them Matt the Car Guy sent you. But if you like watching these type of videos, you know, hit like, hit subscribe. I love it that, you know, we're almost at 700 subscribers and counting. And this started off as a channel that, as a hobby, and it still is basically a hobby. It's something that I do after work. So I hope you support it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers.